Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. Edifier have launched a new set of true wireless earbuds with coaxial drivers, active noise cancelling and Bluetooth version 5.3 on board. Add to this the IP55 rating, the low latency game mode, the app support and the stylish design, and you get yourself an excellent set of earbuds for around $80. But let's see if the Edifier W240TN can deliver on that promise or not. And as usual, let's start with discussing the design. The W240TN have a very distinctive look, especially in this gunmetal color. The plastic body of the earbuds have a glossy black finish, and while that looks good, I would have preferred a more rubbery or simply a matte coating, as it could help with the grip of the buds. Not that the fit is loose by any means, because it's secure enough for some low-impact workouts or running, but there is always room for improvement. And while the comfort is okay, I found that the W240 buds go quite deep inside my ear canals, causing some irritation in the long run. Or at least I had this issue with the medium-sized tips. Using the small ones provided me with a similarly snug fit, but with maybe a touch less of a discomfort in my ear canals. I'm not saying that switching to the smaller tips made these buds the most comfortable to wear for hours on end, but maybe in this case, it's really worth playing around with the 4 sets of oval-shaped silicone ear tips you get in the box, because finding the right size for yourself can indeed make a difference. So the fit is snug, and the Edifier buds are also IP55 rated, which makes them sweat, rain, splash, and to some extent dust-proof as well. So if you like the deep-fitting nature of the buds, you can use them for exercise without a worry. Onto the battery case, it is a bit too thick to be carried around in a tight pocket all day in my opinion, but the overall footprint of the case is not too big, so it can fit in larger pockets. It's made entirely from plastic, but the build quality is excellent, and we get a lid with a solid hinge, which comes to a hard stop when fully open, so it won't flop around at all. There is a nice battery status LED bar on the front, and we can find a pairing button along with the USB-C charging port on the back. The W240TN case comes with no wireless charging support, which might put the earbuds at a disadvantage on this extremely competitive market of under $100 earbuds. The official press release promises us 8.5 hours of single charge playtime, and I was able to get 8 hours and 6 minutes during my tests, which is close enough. That's with ANC turned off. With active noise cancellation, I got 6 hours and 30 minutes. The case can recharge the earbuds fully twice, which brings the total playtime to around 20 hours with ANC on and 24 hours with ANC off. That's just an average performance, but there is at least a quick charge feature, which can give us enough juice for 2 hours of use in just 10 minutes. The Edifier W240TN comes with a Bluetooth 5.3 compatible wireless chip on board. It can give us low energy consumption and low latency for seamless gaming. In terms of audio codecs, all we get is SBC, so do not expect anything more advanced than that. But what you can expect is easy pairing with both iOS and Android devices, solid connection, lag-free movies and videos, and thanks to the game mode switch and the 100 milliseconds latency, the gaming experience is first class too. Single bud mode is supported, but multi-point use is not on the menu. Next, let's hear what the Edifier buds can do when it comes to making phone calls. So far so good, as my voice is loud and clear, but a quiet environment is never that challenging now, is it? So let's turn on some noise in the background and see what the AI DNN noise cancelling algorithm can do now. I'm not sure if it's just my sample or not, but the sound keeps breaking up at random times, and it can make a phone call a bit of a hit and miss in noisy places, such as a coffee shop. So let's just move on and see how the earbuds perform outside with some traffic noise in the background. There is always nice breeze out here today, so the built-in mics are supposed to be able to handle that with ease. Onto the controls, the Edifier W240TN comes with actual physical buttons for a change. So we don't get touchpads but real buttons instead, which we have to press in. This on one hand can be very handy, as tactile buttons tend to work better than touch controls across all scenarios, such as wet or cold conditions, but having to press the buttons have one major downside. And that's that you actually push the earbuds further in your ear canals every time you use the controls, and some people might find it uncomfortable in the long run. And since the Edifier buds sit quite deep in my ears, I can easily see why that might be an issue for some people. I never really felt like I had to push the buttons too hard to make it hurt my ears, but there is this feeling that the pressure can become a bit too much after a while. And that's not the only thing I personally don't like that much about the controls. Even though we get a complete list of possible functions through the button controls, such as play, pause, volume, phone calls, voice assistants, and ambient modes, not all of these functions are accessible at once. For whatever reason, we cannot assign different functions to the right and the left bud separately. Let's say we select volume for the double tap action, and both earbuds will raise volume in this case. You cannot add volume down and volume up separately to either the left or to the right bud. It's both up or both down, and that goes for all the pressing actions and functions, which essentially cuts the available options in half. The single press action cannot even be customized or disabled, as it's always going to control play and pause. Well, considering the lack of smart sensors which would allow the buds to start and pause media playback automatically, that's not a bad thing. But altogether, the controls are rather limited, and I only hope that Edifier can and will address the situation with the strange remapping options. But as you can see in the control settings menu, you can customize phone call controls separately, which some people might find useful. Moving on with the Edifier Connect app, there are a few other options in the settings menu beside the custom button controls. There is a shutdown timer, which can be a handy feature for those who like falling asleep with their earbuds. You can activate pairing mode from within the app or turn off the earbuds altogether, and you can also read the user's manual. On the main menu, you can find the different ambient modes. Swiping to the left takes you to the EQ settings, and one more swipe will bring up the game mode switch. The EQ has two presets and a custom setting option where you can tailor the sound of your earbuds to your personal taste. The layout of the app is not the most user-friendly, as the different options and settings are a bit scattered all over the place in my opinion, and the web shop option is rather distracting than anything else, but other than that, the app works well and it offers a decent range of settings and different options for customization. And the same applies to the active noise cancellation. I mean, it's decent and it also has some options on offer. You can toggle through ANC on, ANC off and ambient mode, which has a slider where you can set how much of the outside world you want the earbuds to let in. And while the ambient mode sounds natural and not overly digital at its lowest setting, it can get a bit too intense when it's set to strongest. But thanks to the slider, everyone can find the level of transparency that suits them the best. The active noise cancellation, as I said, is decent, but it can hardly keep up with the best in class, such as the Earphone Air Pro SV or the Soundcore Live P3. We get some attenuation at the lower frequencies, but higher pitched noises can present quite a challenge to the ANC algorithm, to say the least. On a positive note, there is no pressure build-up inside my ears, and also wind noise is handled well in spite of the lack of a dedicated wind noise reduction mode. And that's all good, but the general noise cancelling performance of the Edifier W240TN is a step or two behind the leaders in this price range. Onto the sound quality, we can find dual coaxial dynamic drivers inside the Edifier buds, which is always a good start. Why? Simply because such setup can potentially deliver great dynamics with clarity and detail in the mids, good treble extension, and also a wide and open sound with precise imaging. And in short, that's what we get from the W240TN. The sound of the Edifier buds is open, airy and forward. The extension in the lower registers could be better, as the bass does not go deep enough and it lacks a bit of a punch. It's lean and snappy, but it's definitely not basshead approved. The mid-range has great clarity and the vocals sound lively, acoustic instruments are true to life with loads of energy. Maybe there is even a bit of an excess energy in the upper mids, which can make certain voices and sounds a bit shouty when we get closer to full volume. And you might want to turn up the buds on occasion, as the maximum volume, while loud enough, is not extremely loud at all. The treble is well extended and we get just enough detail, but I could imagine a bit more of a sparkle and micro detail in the top end. The imaging is on point and we get a sound stage with loads of space and great separation between the individual elements of the music. So all in all, the sound is lean and open, which suits acoustic and classical genres better than modern bass-heavy music. The buds could use some extra warmth in the bass and in the mids to their benefit, but there is a 4-band equalizer in the app with plenty custom settings, so we can dial in the sound to the nth degree. You can adjust the frequency, the gain, and the Q value of each band, which is more than most apps can offer. And to conclude this review of the Edifier W240TN, I'm going to say that for $80, you get a lot of value with these earbuds. Solid build quality with a fresh design, good battery life, low latency, an IP55 rating, snug fit and physical buttons. And these last three, I mean the IP rating, the fit and the physical buttons, together with the adjustable ambient mode, can make these earbuds a great option for working out. In an office or at home, you can enjoy your favorite tunes all day long with the ANC turned off, especially if you like the open and airy character of the sound you can get with the buds. However, the ANC performance is less than stellar, and the phone call quality in noisy environments is not the best either, so maybe you should look at something else if you want to use your earbuds for commuting or traveling. Your mileage might vary, of course, and this is just my opinion. An opinion which is based on my own hands-on experience with the buds. And even though I got these earbuds from the manufacturer for testing, I'm not getting paid for this video at all, so I only shared my honest thoughts with you as always. And I only hope you like this review of the Edifier W240TN. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Even better if you hit the super thanks button, as it would mean that you really love the content and care about the future of this channel. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See you next time.